What's up, guys? This is Lintheo coming at you with a tournament report. If you didn't know, I went to the Birmingham Nationals the weekend just gone, and I did all right. I was set a challenge to go X4, just because it is Hunders. I decided to go for Hunders in the end, and I actually did go X4 after 10 rounds of Swiss. It was really good fun. A lot of people really enjoyed playing the deck. They said they were really happy to see something new. And also went up against one of my subscribers at the very first round against Mermals, who I did beat. But yeah, so it was really nice to see everyone there. I went with Pewsley and all my lot, Pewsley and Scrubsley and Ping Zhao and everyone like that from the Bristol lot. But I also got to see Jamie the Kid 00 and Fuzzy XYZ, which was really cool, and a couple of others. So it was very nice. It was a good weekend, really fun. I'll be doing a full kind of recap video on it. But yeah, so this is kind of just the report of how I did. And the deck that I brought. There are some changes that I'm going to be making to the deck, which is good. But yeah, so without further ado, we'll get into it. So the main heart and soul of the deck is 3 Thunder Seahorse. Seahorse was brilliant. Worked all day, every day. It's obviously always going to work. A lot of people were quite surprised at how good it was. First turn +1 on them straight away. So it's really nice. Worked very well. Caught a lot of people out who decided to main side in defission and macros against me, which I kind of laughed at because Hunters can work under defissure and macro. I also side them. So yeah, so Thunder Seahorse worked really well all day. It's kind of standard. Going on to Ma Hunder and Pa Hunder. These worked perfectly. Obviously kept them at 3. Kind of another heart and soul of the deck. Worked very well. Just spamming for days with these, searching them out nicely, and yeah, they did very well. So then going on to the 2 Sis Unders, these worked so well. I found myself actually siding them out quite a lot. I sided them out most game 2s, depending on how I went. If I was going second, if I won the first one, I was going second. You don't really want to search this with with Thunder Seahorse, and summon it, because it's more of a first turn play. Obviously, if you can protect it, it's nice, and I do have a lot of protection for monsters. But still, I did side it out, and to be honest, I didn't really miss it when I sided it out. So Sisunder worked very well, but as far as I'm aware, it's only kind of good for game 1. Going on to the 2 Vylon Prisma, the synchro engine of the deck. Worked very well. Caught a lot of people off guard again. A lot of people thought that this card was stupidly, ridiculously busted, just because it was really nice to get out my synchros with 1,000 extra attack for just a mere 500 life points. Sided these out when I played against any decks that I made macro or defissure, because there was just no point. It was quite conflicting. But they did very well, and they would stay in the main build. Then 2 Tragodia. Again, Tragodia worked very well. In my second match, I went up against Heretic OTK that had 2 wands. But in the second game, I dropped Maxi on the very first monster, and he went all out, and I mean all out. I drew 16 cards in the end. And I think my Tragodia, after dropping it, I dropped the first one when he attacked, and then he activated Forbidden Chalice. So this went down to 0, and he was just like, Gaia Jarger attack. I was like, oh yeah, fair enough, drop the other one that I just drew. So he was pretty salty about that, and then I won. But that Tragodia was on about, I think it was 7-2 or 7-4, something like that, but it was stupid. So Tragodia was the biggest scene in my life. Really good. Sided out against Evil Swans, for example, because, it's just not useful. You can use other things. So, yeah, that's basically it. The one lone Photon Thrasher, I was trying this out as a tech. Worked very well. Really like it, so it would definitely stay in. It's just the fact that if you don't know what you're playing against, you can summon this and just poke them until they reveal what they're doing, or you bait out some of the back row, because, let's face it, this isn't the main card in the deck. This is just really nice, has good synergy, it's light, you can kind of get your spamming plays off and such. And then we got the one Honest. Honest just works so well. Against the Mermal player, I had a Sis Under out. This is in the first match. I had a Sis Under out, and I set Mirror Force and Honest in hand, and he had Abyss Lead, Lindy, and gunned and something else, 2 other monsters. So and he went attack. I went okay. I was thinking, what should I do? He attacked with Lindy first, and I was like, all right, Mirror Force. So then he got Lindy out, and he got Abyss Lint. Is it the 2/7 beta? I can't remember what it is. And he attacked and honest him, and he was just like, wow. So it was really funny that he was really a nice guy, and we had a good fun and a good laugh with him. So that's all the monsters. I can't remember. I think it was 18 monsters, maybe. I'll just check for you. Oh, 17. I think I might have cut one. But yeah, so 17 monsters. Then going on to the spells, we got 2 duality. Duality worked really well. Sided out game 2 normally, just because if you go in second, you don't really want to use it. 2 recycling battery. Sometimes I sided this out, depending on what I was playing. If I was playing like a heavy murmur match or anything like that, anything that was with macro or macro mained, normally sided out or at least kept 1 in. 2 forbidden lance. Lance worked really well. Considering dress over it, but yeah, so I can't really comment on that too much. 2 MST, standards, can't really say much about that, to be honest. Might help if I didn't knock everything over. And then the one-offs. We got Monster Reborn, Heavy Storm and Dark Hole. Trinity, works all well, they always stayed in. Apart from the Heavy Storm, which took out against the Heretic ODK player. Okay, so going on to the traps. Some of these were changes since my last build. So we have 3 Threatening Roar. This was the star of the day, in my opinion. I caught so many people out with this card. It's a big debate whether you want to run this, and if the MST, yes, you can chain it, but you're giving away and letting them stop, or Battle Faders, or things like that. So I preferred the Threatening Roars in this build. They work really well, really well. They help me stop against OTKs, help just protect my monster, protect that Sis Under for next turn spamming, and just so on and so forth. So I'd really keep it at 3 in my opinion. Whether or not it might fall out of favour, I'm not sure. But in the coming format, especially with dragons just OTKing, I just really like it. Then we got the 2 Deprison. Deprison's very standard. I can't really say much about that, to be honest, guys. Then we got the 2 Bottomless. Bottomless work very well. Bottomless is Bottomless. One of my favourite traps currently. Fiendish Chain is just a boss. Just too good currently. So that worked really well. So keeping that at 2, and then we have the 2 Dark Bribe. Now, I know you might be thinking, Sacre Bleu, what are you doing putting in Dark Bribes? This was kind of a last-minute tech over Starlight Road. I took out the Starlight Road and put in 2 of these, as well as a Judgment that I'll show in a bit. But I was testing something because I felt that I was losing... I just didn't draw enough back row support, and this is just really nice to kind of put your opponent off as well. If they try to protect their monster with Lance or anything like that, Dark Bribe just worked really well, and to be honest, it was really good. In an Evil Swarm matchup, I TT'd this guy's field. He earned Pandemic Infection. I went this, and he had no out. He was just like, oh, okay. I was like, yep, you can have a card if you like, and that's it. And it's also helps for when I'm pushing for game as well. If I've got Dark Bribe set, I'm like, okay, I'm good. Unless they're gonna waste 2 of the cards, I've kind of got this. So it worked really well. And then the one-offs. Solemn Judgment, Solemn Warning, and Mirror Force. Worked all really well. Consider bumping this up to 2, but yeah. So I think overall the deck was at 42. But yeah, so going on to the side, going on to the extra deck. We have 2 Star Liege Dynamo. This card, so good. So good. This card was the most used in the day. We all know this card's good, but it kind of cemented why this card was so good. In one game against the Evil Swarm player, it was game 3. It was going on for a long time. It went into time, and we had a bit of a crowd as well. It was just unbelievable. I'd already used my Cowboy, and I got him down to 500 life points. And he had an Orphean out, and I had 1 card in hand, which was a Hunder. I drew into the Vylon Prisma, and he had no back row. He had 1 back row set, but I guessed it was dead. It was either an MST, you didn't show me, it was either an MST or a Pandemic Infection, because previous turn when I had attacked, he hadn't, when he had no monsters on the field, he didn't activate it. So I was like, okay, that's dead. So yeah, I summoned the Power Hunder, activated the effect, summoned the Violent Sigma, and everyone was like, oh, you can't, oh, what's he doing? Why is he trying to synchro? Overlaid, and they were like, oh, has he got another cowboy? Summon this, and there was a bit of a ripple. Everyone went, oh, and the guy just sat there like, uh-oh. And so I was like, negate, go to 0, punch for game, and he was just like, yeah. I was like, oh, this card was too good. It caught a lot of people off guard. And yeah, the effect's just amazing. Just to negate their effect and make it go to 0, it's just too good. Then we have the number 91, Thunderspark Dragon. Summoned this twice in the day and got the effect off twice. Again, no one expects it. Again, in another Evil Swarm matchup, I had 2. I summoned this against the Field of Orpheon and Thunderbird with my Shadow Imprisoner Mirror out, and I just wrecked him, which is really nice. Then we have, I'll just play these together, Larval Chain and Augusto Emerald. Didn't go into Chain once, went into Emerald a couple of times. Emerald was really nice just to get that, recycle the deck. Guy Cowboy went into a couple of times, really good. Guy Cowboy's just Cowboy. Shotmaster went into it a lot. Would very much consider going this up to 2. If not for Constellar Omega, that's going to be going into the extra deck now, post Tachyon Galaxy. So yes, then we got the Abyss Dweller, obviously came out a lot against the Mermail matchups and screwed people over. My stroke was very nice. Summoned it a lot if I just felt like they had too much destruction back row, which is really nice. So you normally poked with this because they just didn't see point wasting. And then Photon Papillon Operative, which I didn't even go into, which is going to be changed to an Omega. And then, excuse me, we're going on to the synchros. We have the 1 Scrap Dragon. Scrap Dragon won me a game. Scrap Dragon's too good, just really nice. Then we have the 2 Stardusts, went into them a lot. And then finally the 2 Crimson Bladers, which were just boss. Mermail player in the first round, and the Heretic player just couldn't handle it. They just really couldn't handle Crimson Blader on 3/8. I summoned this against the Mermail player when he had I think it was just a Pike in attack mode. And I was like, summon fine? He was like, yeah. I was like, equip Violent Prisma, and he was like, oh. So I was like, I'm just going to punch you in the face really hard for a lot of damage. Your turn. And he had a hand, I think he said he had a 2 Megalos and the new one in hand, so he was just like, yeah, this isn't going well. But yeah, Crimson Blader basically won me a game. Actually won me a couple of games, to be honest. So yeah, that was really nice. So I'll show you the side deck. It's not that great. I did have 2 Matai but I got rid of them because I sided them in once, never saw them, and I've fallen out with Matai. I don't really like it, so I sold them for a fair bit. So the other one, so it's only a 13 card side deck, but it is 15 with the Matai, so pretend they're there. So 2 Thunder King. Thunder King was really nice. Sided in when I needed it. Don't like it main deck currently because it can be run over quite easily. Then the 2 Maxi. Maxi's just amazing. Probably going to be mained this format. The 1 MST, just so I can bump up to 3, goes in, excuse me, against Mermails just to stop them from getting those sphere searches and just anything that's back row heavy. Then we have the 2 Soul Taker. Kind of put these in just for a little bit of protection. This deck doesn't have a lot of monster removal. So I thought these would be quite good, and they did work well, to be honest, so can't really complain. 2 Defissure, because this deck can happily run under Defissure. Side in Mermails and other random stuff worked. 2 Macro, again, same with Defissure, just want to increase my chances of stopping them straight away. And then finally the Shadow Imprisoner Mirrors. Sided in twice against both Evil Storm players and wrecked them. Basically, I was fortunate enough to get it first turn on the second of one game and the third of another. Just Shadow Imprisoner Mirror, I was like, yours, and he had no outs, which was really nice. So yeah, so that's basically it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry, I keep hitting the flaming camera. I'm not with it today. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on this deck and replaying around with it. I've got a couple of other decks that I would like to try, but there is one variant that I'm going to be trying, and it is Hunder's, the Cobra Watt variant. So yeah, I'm going to be trying that out because I think it's really fun. And just the idea of going Seahorse into this, summon this, poke your opponent for 1,000, another search, and a +2 on first turn is just really nice. Especially with a deck that has a lot of back row that you can set, so you can take advantage of it. But yes, that's one thing I'm going to be trying out, and it's also going to be with the post Lord of Tachyon Galaxy. So I hope you enjoy this, guys. I'm going to have my tournament report coming up soon. I've got a lot of videos and the montage that I've done. So yeah, so thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch you later. Lintheo signing out.